Content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're gonna keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars. I'm Kamal.
I'm Mia.
And I'm Enzo.
And tonight on the new party, we have a very, very, very busy night. We're going to kick it off and talk about Candace Owens. What you saw earlier was a teaser for the main topic of the night. There has been a bombshell report that's come out that said Trump knew for months that he's been on the Epstein file. I played the most little racist shit you'll probably ever see, Nicholas Fuentes. But a broken clock is right twice a day. He has gotten a lot of things right. I got to give him credit. I may not agree with his ideologies, but he has been right on some things when it came to Trump. And this happens to be one of them, I think. But we'll get into that. The first topic we're going to get into again is going to be Candace Owens. Candace Owens has been ripping and rolling for weeks regarding, or months, I should say, regarding Emmanuel Macron's wife. She alleges that she's not a she. Let me play this clip and then we'll get into it.
That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. We'll figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. We're going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away, and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
So, where to begin? It's a 22 allegation defamation suit. Mia, what's your thoughts? Is she going to get sued for everything or will she prevail?
I mean, I actually watched her docuseries on this, and I mean, her evidence is extremely compelling. And I mean, Brigitte Macron, everybody has pictures when they're kids. We can't pretend that Brigitte Macron is not 120 years old. They had pictures in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and the 80s. I mean, this woman, if you look, there are no pictures of her before the age of like 50 years old. She met her current husband when he was 15 and she was his teacher, and she was 40 years old, allegedly married with 3 children. His family removed him as a teenager from her school because their relationship was so inappropriate. I want Discovery. I can't wait, because even if she's not a man, she's still a pedophile, because the fact that his family removed him from the school entirely is evidence enough for me that they had a disgusting relationship. Point blank, period. So either way, even if she doesn't win on the trans part, she'll definitely win on the pedophilia part. For sure. I think them suing was the stupidest thing possible, because it is going to make it to Discovery. And now they're going to have to turn over everything.
Well, they said it's a global humiliation and relentless bullying. Skeptic, you advocate for women and women's rights a lot. What do you think? Do you think this is an attack on a woman, or do you think there's some truth to this?
I don't know. Like, I think it's interesting. Like, I've actually listened to her videos on this on YouTube. I don't know why, but I think it's interesting that the president called her to tell her to drop it. I don't know, that's a weird thing to me. I just feel like the way that people act towards something, sometimes there's things hidden there. So maybe there may be more information to be found. I agree with Mia. I think this probably wasn't a smart idea. Had it been me, and also it feels like a bluff. It almost feels like they're doing this to intimidate her. And I feel like they've done multiple things to intimidate her. But the court system is a way to break your bank. Like they can prolong this in the courts and you have to pay all this money. And at the end of it, you just lost a bunch of money, you know? So like, is it worth it? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to be in this position. I would have just been like, you know, I don't know that this is the hill to die on, but to each its own, I guess. You know, she's better than me because she's putting it all on the line for this.
Yeah, and they gave her warnings, guys. They sent 3 letters. They asked her to retract the story. Enzo, do you think she should have backed down, or do you agree with her doubling down on this?
I mean, at first I thought it was just some stupid little bullshit. I just found out about it like 5 minutes before I got on the stream. First off, um, I thought it was just some stupid like, oh, we're just trying to call her out for being trans, whatever it is. Candace Owens doing her thing, whatever. Mia just completely flipped the monopoly board, said, fuck this, I'm taking my cars and going home. And the whole pedophilia thing, no. I want this to double down, triple down, quadruple down, Candace. I want the truth to come out there because if that shit's true, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Well, you know, this is unusual, but they say the context is sitting head of state suing a private commentator. We haven't really seen it before, but they are public figures and actual malice must be proven. Gray, do you think that they are going to have grounds for actual malice based on the things that she said? She did a deep dive. She's alleging, you know, just so you guys also know that her brother, she took his identity and the brother is really her. And she's saying there's a brother, but she is the brother, if that makes sense, Mrs. MACRON.
I always feel like this argument is weak to attack people's genitalia. I just feel like it's not going to get you anywhere. And if you're wrong, I think you should have to pay some sort of damages. I don't know who Michelle Obama should sue, but she need to sue somebody too. And just to speak from a personal story, family member of mine is a politician, and they got a check from this Republican, and he was like, "Oh, I had to bring you down here because I wanted to make sure that you're not a man." And she was offended. And then so I just was like, well, you taking money from these people that of course they're gonna say. He gave her the money, but it was to say like an insult because he's talking about Michelle Obama. So like, I think it's crude. I think it's just like, you know, unless you are with that person, leave their genitalia alone. That's my thing.
Well, you know, everyone on the line knows about the rumor about Michelle Obama, right? I'm not going to say it, make sure, because I know. Yeah, I'm sure. Skeptic, you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, it was like racist white Southerners that were saying all this BS, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Kamal, what's your thoughts? Do you think there's meat to this tea, or do you think it's all baseless?
First of all, shout out to the chat. You feel me? I see y'all in there. Second of all, I don't know who the fuck these people is. Who the fuck is MACRON? That sounds like a dish, a side dish.
The Prime Minister of France.
Okay.
Candace Owens is alleging that Mrs. MACRON, his wife, is not a Mrs. She's really a Mr.
Interesting. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm gonna be honest about this. I'm just like, oh, I don't know shit. Like,
So why this is important is basically a lot of conservatives and people on the right have conspiracies, and the thought that there is an agenda attacking, you know, the whole gender thing, the whole alphabet community, all of that. That's what it all ties into. I'll be honest with you. That's why it's relevant, because this would prove this global agenda is really happening, and that this is one of the biggest cover-ups next to the allegations of Michelle Obama, which I personally don't believe that Michelle Obama thing. I think it's wild. I think it's crazy. But this was pretty, the way she laid this out, it's diabolical. There's no disputing it.
How you spell their name? Cause I'm gonna look this woman up, see if she has an Adam's apple or not.
Bridget MACRON, BRIGETTE MACRON, MACRON.
I didn't know that that's where this derived from. But my thing is that you guys heard, y'all did watch the video where she says that the president called her. They were going to
Yes.
have some kind of agreement. And he personally called her. She had like a friend that works in the White House tell her, hey, higher ups are saying you need to let this go. Right. And she was
Right.
like, I'm not going to let it go. And then the president called her and told her, like, you know, we're
Mhm.
trying to come to an agreement with France. And one of the things that he literally pulled him aside and said to him was, do you know who Candace Owens is? We need her to drop this story. Which is like, I was like, this is so the most random thing. So I don't know.
Well, you know that saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And they're just kind of like proving this little bit of theory because usually, you know, most outside of Trump, most public figures, especially prime ministers, royalty, they don't comment on anything because it's beneath them, because it's not true and they're not going to waste their time. But the simple fact is, like, all of these major players are throwing her name around, they're talking to each other, and now there's a lawsuit and all of these things. It's like, well, maybe there is some fire over there. Maybe she is onto something.
So wait a minute. So Candace Owens is saying that Bridget McCrone is a transgender?
Is a he, correct. Is a transgender. And when Bridget Macron met Prime Minister Macron, he was Mr. Bridget, Mr. whatever. And
Okay.
that was his teacher when
Yeah.
in his like 30 something, and the boy was 14, 15 at the time.
Wait a minute. So she was fucking a 14-year-old?
Allegedly. And language, we're on TikTok.
Oh. Shoot, how you say that F word in TikTok? Freaking? Is it that?
Yeah,
Should I
freaking.
just say
Yes.
YT too?
Oh yeah.
Should I just
Yeah, I'd
speak
say
TikTok
YT.
English now?
I mean, I agree with Gary with it, like, kind of not being our business. The what I'm not understanding is, I guess it makes sense now with what you're saying about the conspiracy, but how is it part of the conspiracy if this administration is supposed to be anti the rainbow community and they themselves were telling her also to kill the story? Like, I don't
Because the
get how.
negotiations are important, and she's blocking. He's pissed, mind you. He should be more pissed about that video of him getting slapped in his face by his wife, but nevertheless, he's pissed, he's embarrassed. I get it. Hey, I would call up too. My wife doesn't like this story. You need to kill it, you need to dead it. And I agree with you, Skeptic. What is this going to change? For me, it's not going to change anything. I don't give a shit. Like, excuse my French, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. So I'm with you, Skeptic. I don't think it changes anything. And how we get against this, woke thing that conservatives are concerned about is you get back to family values. That's to me how you get against it. But instead of whatever. But you get what I'm saying, Skeptic. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care.
Yeah, because like I never understood why she cared so much, but it makes sense that they're like aligning this to a conspiracy, but then the conspiracy doesn't make sense because the president, who is supposed to stand for family values, is saying to kill the story also. But I can see how this could be a very annoying thing to come up against, like your family type of thing. So it may just be that. I don't know. But I will say it's gonna cost you some money, because when someone with money comes and takes you to court, it's going to be expensive. So you better stand 10 toes on what you're saying.
Well, she's married to a very rich, powerful man from the British royalty. So, they got the coins. They'll figure it out. But nevertheless, that was a good talk on that one, guys. We're going to switch gears and transition here. Oh, what were you going to say, Kamal?
I mean, y'all see her picture? Do y'all think?
Share the screen. Share the screen. Pull it up.
All right. Okay.
Greg, can we do a poll? How do we do a poll? Kamal, you should do a poll on your page.
I don't know how you even do that shit. Hold on. I can share my screen though. All right. I'm sharing my screen right now. Y'all gotta
Okay, well, tell me when it's up.
Y'all seeing it right now?
Yeah. Well, can you click on one picture and zoom in?
I'll click on one that had me get the heebie-jeebies right now. She look like she in a scary
All
movie.
right.
God damn.
Click on that one.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna say Candace Owens is right, but I ain't gonna necessarily argue against it either. She aging like spoiled milk right now. God damn. Yeah. How old is she?
Like 60s.
60. I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was 82.
I was gonna say she aged bad.
Good Lord. Man. I don't know. Shit. But Candace Owens been known to be lying though. She be bullshitting at times, so
fair enough. Well, guys, let us know in the chat. Is Candace right? Is it BS? Is it a mean allegation? Let us know. But we're going to move on. And Anna Kasparian went on Paris Morgan and made waves. We're going to break down and give details on what she's talking about. Guys, if you're watching, please hit the like button, tap the screen. Thank you so much for watching.